back, everyone. So, the pandemic changed almost all spheres of marketing, unlike ever before. So, for marketers to cope with the changing marketing trends and customer behavior, analytics came out as a knight in the shining armor, and all the disruption that has occurred in the recent past, the role of marketing and analytics went a notch up. But as we step into a hybrid world, how do we use the two synergy to drive a revenue driving powerhouse? That's what our next speaker will be talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to invite David Edelman to Marketing Refocused as our keynote speaker. A member of Crusaders Advisory Board and over 30 years of experience as a Chief Marketing Officer at Aetna. David has helped several consultancy businesses with product and digital marketing transformation. He's an insights-driven executive with an unwavering commitment to innovation and results, combined with a dedication to customers' needs. So here's David speaking on keynote session, driving marketing breakthroughs with next-gen analytics. Over to you, David.
Hello, everybody. It's terrific to be here, especially on such an exciting topic. So just a few weeks ago, I published an article in the Harvard Business Review called Customer Experience in the Age of AI. And in that article, we propose that increasingly customers are going to look at the brands that they experience with an eye towards how those brands are using information about them to create something distinctive and valuable. Certainly the poster child for this is Uber. Netflix is another. Many companies are now starting to jump on this bandwagon. And the real interesting thing behind all of this is the growth of artificial intelligence type analytic tools powering all that use of information, powering the ability to drive insights, to help make predictions and decisions, and to enable functionality. One of the things I thought would be very useful for this group is to share how it's not just the brand new digital natives who are able to do this, but there are new tools that are out there that more and more companies can use to enable these kinds of breakthroughs. And I mentioned them in the article, and I'd like to share some of these examples because these are tools that anybody who is here can use. So I'm just going to pull up my presentation here and we can get right into it. Why is it not letting me do the presentation? There we go. Okay, so this should load in just a second. So one of the most important things when you're experiencing a brand is how you actually interact with that brand. And yes, and one of the most important ways of interacting with the brand is video. We're probably most used to reading and dealing with text, but certainly from what we've seen in terms of TikTok and YouTube, video is an incredibly powerful driver of engagement. And a company called Sunday Sky now offers the ability to create personalized video at scale. So here's an example of a small wine company where they have 3 different scenes, one of which based on what they know about the wine you've bought before. Second, the kind of wine buyer you are, high-end, unique source, and ending with a call to action. It's very simple but personalized video based on information. We actually used this technology when I was at Aetna, which is a health insurance company, to create personalized onboarding videos for new members, describing to them the exact health plan that they bought for themselves. It was incredibly powerful. 70% of people watched a 4-minute video. Calls to the call center went down because people understood what they were getting, and churn rate went down as well. So this is a whole new capability, being able to use video at scale. And then what should go into that video? What should that content be? What should you be showing? When should you send it? So new AI-driven capabilities, one called here OfferFit, allows you to try at massive scale multivariate testing of all different elements of how you might communicate with somebody. So the nature of the offer itself, the creative, the time to send, terms of the offer, the channel to use, all of these are variables that can be relentlessly tested and optimized over time. It's an amazing fuel for innovation because you can come up with new ideas, throw them into the hopper and test them. This is an example of how it was used by Brinks Home Security. They're mentioned in the article. And they basically got a 4x ROI out of using this kind of tool. So instead of just A/B testing, where you're using simpler analytics to just try to see whether one offer is better than another, this allows massive testing of many different variables to figure out what's the best for all different customer segments. So essentially allowing a personalized contact with each of your customers. Another way of using artificial intelligence to understand what's going on with customers is by looking at their journey. And a company called Pointillist uses AI in two different ways. One is it goes across all the different sources of record in a company to pull out who a person is and match those all together, so that whether you enter through a website, a mobile interaction, through a call center, in a store, any place where an interaction was recorded, they can stitch that all together, identify you, timestamp that, which is really important, and put that together into a map of your journey. And with that, you can understand better as you aggregate those journeys, what are the common pathways that people are taking? Which journeys tend to lead to better results? Which ones tend to lead to worse results? Which are high cost? Which are lower cost? Are there all of a sudden problems with journeys that you should jump on because this data is coming in real time? So if people are calling into the call center right after using an app, well, maybe they shouldn't be calling into the call center. They probably could have gotten something done with the app. So they must have had a problem with the app if they're calling into the call center. Let's quickly check out the app and make sure that the latest release of an upgrade wasn't causing bug problems. So this is a very powerful tool to understand the longitudinal way customers are interacting with you. And then you can actually shape that experience, try new things, and get results incredibly rapidly. And then the last one I want to show is a company called Elsie that allows you to take everything you're spending in media, online, offline, across all the different channels where you may spend it, search, social, everything. And it integrates all of those together into a dashboard that allows you to look at your media investments the same way a Wall Street hedge fund manager would, where you can see how you're spending money, where the costs are trending. Is Facebook trending up and getting too expensive? Is Google getting expensive? Are certain keywords getting cheaper? Maybe you should move your money there. And it can actually simulate different ways of moving your money around, and based on the results you're getting, give you scenarios of what the impact would be. So you can constantly be staying on top of your media budget. And for most marketers, that's a very important investment that you have. So more and more of these tools are enabling you to do things, especially without hiring data scientists, because these tools are taking the need for too many data scientists out of the picture by providing you with the capability in a simple interface to bring these things together and get it done. All of these are using AI to bring the data together as well as doing the analysis, making it visual and allowing you to act. And so therefore, more and more small companies, and I see some of the questions about smaller companies, are able to use these tools because of the capabilities and the simplification that they offer. So since I only have a short amount of time, let me just wrap here, and then we're going to go into a panel in just a moment. But the basic notion is that personalized experiences are here. They are increasingly accessible, and there are more and more tools enabling you to do that. It requires, though, integrating data from multiple areas, which the AI is making easier to do. You've got to think about what's the experiences that you want to deliver that AI can then power. Use those to engage each customer, bringing data to bear to personalize that interaction. Do it across channels because increasingly you can. And probably the most important part is relentless testing and learning. Testing and learning is the only way you can understand what's going to be different for different people and constantly improve and drive performance over time. So I'm really excited by the breakthroughs that I've seen in more and more companies, not just the big tech companies, in doing this. And I think as you'll hear a few more examples in the panel, and if you check out these companies as well, and there are others like them, you'll actually see that the art of the possible is rapidly expanding. So Monali, I'll hand this back to you and we can make the transition into the panel.
Thank you, David. Thank you for all these insights. You were truly amazing. So now let's get back to the main lounge and join in the next panel discussion titled MarTech, Demystified and Simplified.